How Securitas can save its brand. The greening of the security industry. I'm inviting Securitas to be the first and the most progressive. This is an opportunity for a green brand. I challenge Securitas in Canada and internationally to become a leader with a green vision by allowing security guards to work locally. Traffic gridlock and commuting is a major urban problem in every city all over the world. Securitas is a major cause of traffic headaches, and I'll explain why, and traffic costs to cities all over the world. Securitas has an opportunity to demonstrate that it cares for its employees, its clients, the natural environment, and each community, but it won't cost Securitas a dime. Should Securitas even care? How important is the Securitas brand? And why is this important to me? My name is Mike Clancy. I have 10 years experience as a security professional in the hospital, prison, courts, library, construction, offices, public hearings. Keeping the public safe was my profession. I'm older now and I don't work for Securitas anymore, but I can contribute good ideas that help everyone. I believe that Securitas, from experience, can make significant change in the world by adopting policies that allow the guards to work close to home. And why is this important to everyone, to all citizens? All citizens pay high fares and high taxes for public transit. Why? Huge costs and major congestion on transit and on the streets are actually caused by security employers and the way in which they deploy their workers. Security guards crisscross the city from suburban buses to downtown subways to buses in the industrial parks and then back again every day, because of the way Securitas deploys its workers. I'm saying that all commuters suffer. We suffer with bumper-to-bumper traffic, accidents, gridlock, traffic jams, tension, road rage, we're late for work, production is lost by everyone, there are blocked emergency vehicles, can't get through, hot, sticky, crowded buses are what we experience, and subways. But most of the problems of traffic congestion and gridlock can be solved in every city all over the world, not by spending more money on infrastructure, but by reducing the number of commuters, the number of transfers, and the length of trip. We do this by removing one root cause of commuting problems to allow local work. What industry am I talking about? The security industry. And what is the occupation? I'm talking about the women and men who maintain order and safety in the city, the professionals we call security guards. There are way too many security guards on the bus and transit system and on the streets, but it's not their fault. Who created this problem? The security industry created the problem by treating their workers fundamentally like human resources instead of as skilled ethical professionals, as human beings. And the problem is that all citizens pay the high road and transit taxes because of that decision. So all citizens actually subsidize Securitas and the security industry's profits and the sloppy and poor treatment of their guards. Why won't the security industry treat guards with dignity and respect? And of course, this needs explaining. Security employers cause the problem. The cause is in the way security employers deploy their workers. Security employers like Securitas do not allow their guards to work at work sites close to their home. Now, in a big city like Toronto, you may have 30,000 security guards on the city buses and subways. And if the security companies won't change voluntarily, you can encourage them by law or by union pressure to treat their workers like human beings. But do you think security employers really give a damn about how their workforce policies affect the workers, or you the public, or your transit system? Imagine how many security guards travel daily from Greektown to Mississauga, from Cabbagetown to Brampton, from Scarborough to North York, from Brampton to North York, all over the place. Now let's compare a security employer to most other employers. With most employers, you have one work location, or perhaps just a few, in a city. You can commute to that central office or factory. It's central to where everyone's coming from. You can't change the place of work without quitting the job, but you can move closer to this workplace so that you can walk or bike or take only one bus to work locally. And then in addition, employees are valued and loyalty is recognized. But that's not the security industry. So for most employers, you work for the company that you work at. But Securitas and the security industry are massive international megacorporations. And in my opinion, guards are just a number to these corporations. Instead of having one work site that's also an employer, you may work at 200 different work sites, but you have one employer, and that's Securitas. So your work sites are spread all over the city. There may be 10 or more security guards traveling across each city to each work site. But the guards can't choose a work site that's close to their home. There may be a Securitas work site very close to where you live, but you can't work there. Securitas decides, almost randomly, where guards work, and job assignments could be hours and many kilometers away from home. Securitas or G4S or Garda may send guards to a different workplace every single day. So picture this on the map. 200 work sites all over your city. 10 workers at each site. 2,000 lines crisscrossing from all over the city to work sites all over the city. Now multiply that by 5 security megacorporations. So imagine for yourself how nice it would be to get even 10,000 guards off your public transit system or off your road system and out of your way. Now, in talking about a green brand for Securitas, what are the real benefits for security guards who are working close to home? Paying less for gas and transit would be like a significant raise in pay for most security guards who make minimum wage. If a guard makes $10.25 per hour, saving about $6 a day is like a 6% raise in pay. If a guard makes $20 per hour, that's still 3%, and that's great. And if a guard works regularly a 4-hour shift, not having to commute, would be like a 12% raise in pay. Most guards are not paid a living wage. Thousands of security guards work full-time in very difficult, dangerous, unhealthy jobs, and their pay is still below poverty wage, especially with the cost of commuting factored in. Forcing guards to work far from home actually creates poverty, forcing Securitas employees into poverty. Working close to home would lift guards out of poverty. But money isn't everything. A healthy life is also important. Guards would have less fatigue, especially if working nights or 12-hour shifts. Guards would have more energy while they're at work. They may be able to bike or walk to work. They would have that possibility and stay healthier. They may be able to work in their own neighborhood if that appeals to them. There are many ways in which the security industry makes life difficult for its own employees, the guards. The security industry sees guards as less than human, as things, as human resources. So I know the guards may look identical or nearly identical. Yes, they wear similar uniforms. And guards get almost no training. Guards do very similar jobs. There are no benefits or very little. They all pass the same simple test to qualify. And this is proven because when one guard is absent from work, the boss generally sends a warm body who's untrained to take their place. So most guards use skills. They're fairly basic and standardized, and most guards make minimum wage, so their skills are not valued. This means they're interchangeable. 100,000 Canadian security guards work for just a few giant profitable megacorporations. If the guard makes $10 per hour, the company makes $4 per hour or more in profits. And each security guard appears almost interchangeable with thousands of other security guards across the city. That's the way it looks. But of course it isn't true, because each one has their own set of skills, attitudes, character, etc. And they are dedicated people. Business clients hire security guards to do work that is too unpleasant or dangerous or hazardous or uncomfortable for their own employees, and to escape the inevitable costs of workplace safety insurance if their own employees got sick or injured. So I invite the decision makers of Securitas to change their thinking. Stop thinking of employees as human resources. When you think of people as things to use, we all suffer. Commuters and guards are real human beings who travel to important roles in the community. How can we help them? Let them work locally if possible. Here is my solution. 1. Create a local work policy. 2. Assign security guards to jobs close to their homes. Okay, so what's in that local work policy? Allow guards to request transfers to jobs close to home. Keep a record of transfer requests. Act on them. When new work sites are created, allow existing workers to transfer closer to home. Backfill the old jobs. Each change allows 2 workers to work locally. And then open all the jobs in the city for redeployment so that all workers can transfer closer to home. How do you accomplish that? Recognize the workers' loyalty and seniority with your company. Give the security guards the opportunity to work closer to home. Don't assign guards to work sites without their consent. Advertise every new job vacancy on your company website. Provide all the details about the job. Show each new opportunity on a transit map of the city so people can realistically calculate where the job is located and the time it takes to commute to work. Allow bidding on jobs. Allow employees to bid on each open position in a fair competition. Give them 2 weeks to apply. Select the best employee for the job with points allocated for seniority, skills, personal suitability, and living within 2 miles from the job. Why? Local workers are more reliable in terms of work attendance. It will be like a 6% pay raise for that worker to not have to commute. So there's benefits for the client, for Securitas, and for the employee. Now when I say that local work would green Securitas's image, I mean that it would be good for the local economy. It would be to the benefit of small business owners in each community if Securitas would allow its workers to work locally. And I'll explain why. Security guards will spend their money in local stores and businesses. Guards are so poorly paid, they must spend every dollar they earned. Would you rather have them spend the money in the community, businesses, or on bus fare or gas? Local work makes the local economy more sustainable. It will be like a cash infusion into the small business community and the community in general where these people work and where they live. If 10,000 guards spend $6 a day in city businesses instead of spending it on transit and gas, that adds up. Just multiply 10,000 times $6 times 365 days per year. That could be $21.9 million in the local economy for food, clothes, and rent. But in Toronto there may be 30,000 security guards, not just 10,000. So to that extent, the guards do not have to commute. They will be free to spend $60 million in the local small business economy as consumers. Just allowing workers in major cities to work locally could take the national economy out of recession without cutting services or raising taxes. I see this, my involvement in this, as a form of senior citizenship. As a senior, I have to think in terms of all generations. I can never afford to retire myself, but I intend to be useful as an elder. I want to improve the world for my children's generation. If you value my effort as an old warrior, there is a button for donations on my website. If 10 people donated $1 each, that would be like an hour of pay for me. My website is www.michaelclancy.org. Michael Clancy is my name. I'm interested in trying to provide practical solutions for a better world. That's what I hope to achieve with the little bit of time I have left in this life. I'm not planning to die soon. Okay. I want to put this into perspective for guards themselves. If Securitas did one simple thing, many guards could walk or bike to work, or just take one local bus without transferring, We would need shorter buses and shorter trains, fewer transfers. Working locally would be like an increase in pay that wouldn't cost Securitas a dime. The government should make Securitas do it. If Securitas will not voluntarily green its workforce policies, then tax penalties could be an effective encouragement. In times of crisis, when things go wrong, the public generally turns to security guards to have the courage and decision making to solve the problem and to make them safe. And I'm inviting you to use those same qualities to improve your own lives, change your world. Securitas employees can have local work. When the stock market is in the dump, local work for security guards and for other temporary workers will create a cash infusion in each local economy. Allowing security professionals and other contract workers and other minimum wage workers to work close to home will give Securitas and other company brands real, credible, and verifiable green credentials. I want to wish all the best to you and your families. Yours truly, Michael Clancy. And my website, as I said, was www.michaelclancy.org. Thank you.